What's up, guys? Matt Moda here with GoldBoys, here to give you 5 bets in 5 minutes. That's right, in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to give you my 5 favorite bets for Thursday's betting slate. We're talking Thursday, December 19th. Got a massive slate of NBA games. We got Thursday night football, tons of stuff to get into. Real quick, before we do that, just want to do a recap. Last time you saw me, not a bad day. We got 2 of our 5 to cash, but both were plus money bangers, including a very juicy plus price on Giannis to record a triple-double. That was like plus 1,200 odds at ESPN Bet. That was awesome, but you're only as good as your most recent bangers, so let's hope to have another good day on Thursday. Let's start with Thursday Night Football. Let's go with Ladd McConkey, 70-plus receiving yards. People might be scared off of Ladd because they're going up against the Broncos. Pat Surtain is playing in this game. Guess what? Ladd McConkey runs 73% of his routes in the slot. Pat Surtain doesn't line up in the slot like 6% of the time. He lines up in the slot. Other than that, he's an outside receiver, or outside cornerback, I should say. Ladd is a slot receiver. He's actually run the 6th most routes in the entire NBA in the slot and has been pretty good, like a top 20 target rate, top 20 yards per route run, 4th best win rate. And the slot cornerback for the Broncos, not very good. And the Broncos passing defense in general since week 8 have allowed the 2nd most receiving yards specifically to wide receivers. Now, who could forget Jameis Winston blowing up against this Broncos defense? And Ladd, he's having a pretty good rookie season. He missed this last week and then he missed the game prior to that. The 3 weeks prior to that, he had cashed it in all 3 with 102 of them. I like Ladd having a good game in this one. The Chargers, I don't think are going to have success running the ball, so they're going to have to throw it. Next up, let's go with Courtland Sutton, also 70-plus receiving yards. This is one of my favorite bets to make. I like to call it fading recent results. Last week was not a great game for Courtland Sutton. He only had 32 yards on like 3 receptions. And guess what? That was the first time since October that Courtland Sutton did not reach 70 receiving yards. 6 games prior to what we just witnessed last Sunday, 100, 122, 70, 98, 97, 102 receiving yards, and he's never had less than 8 targets in a game since then as well. And you look at the data from week 8 until now, which is when his hot streak started, he's got some of the best numbers in the entire NFL from a receiving perspective. So I just want to buy back right in on Courtland Sutton to have a good game against the Chargers on Thursday Night Football. That's play number 2. Next up, we're going to go to the NBA. Give me Trey Young, 12-plus assists. Trey Young has missed this in 3 straight games. Guess what? Prior to that, not only did he hit this number, he had 20 assists in that game as well. And in his last 10 games, Trey Young's averaging 12.7 assists per game. In the games he went over, we're talking 16 assists, 22, 15, 20. Just a massive, massive assist volume for Trey Young, going up against a Spurs team that have allowed 5 straight point guards to hit their assist prop over against them. The reason why, they give up a ton of points to the pick and roll man, ton of points off of screens, ton of points off of dribble handoffs. That's perfect for Trey Young, who runs the 7th most possessions as a pick and roll ball handler, and the Hawks as a team score the most points per game as the pick and roll, or as roll man. So Trey Young, 12-plus assists is a smash play. Next up, we're going with Jaylen Suggs, over 4.5 rebounds. This might seem like kind of a random bet on a random market, but what we're betting on here is increased production for Jaylen Suggs, with the Magic missing their top 2 guys. So Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, both out for this game, both out with the same injury, which is kind of crazy. It's only been 3 games, so small sample size. In those 3 games, Jaylen Suggs is averaging 6 rebounds per game, averaging over 10 rebound chances per game. In the 1 game he went under, he's cashed it in 2 of 3. He had 4 rebounds in that game, but more importantly, he had 9 rebound chances. Great matchup against the Thunder, who, no matter how you slice it, either give up the most rebounds per game to guards or are at least top 3, top 5. NBA.com says they've given up the most rebounds per game to guards in the entire NBA over the last 10 games. Now, last game, point guard Dame missed this. Prior to that, 6 straight point guards had hit their rebound prop against the Thunder, 9 of the last 10 prior to that as well. It's a good matchup. I love it. Lastly, 5th and final pick of the video, definitely our spiciest, Zack LaVine, 25-plus points. So with this one, we're targeting actually a very good Celtics defense, but the ways in which Zack LaVine scores is perfect for this Celtics defense. And LaVine has hit 25 points in 12 of 23 games and 5 of 10, including 1 game against the Celtics. The Celtics, they allow the 3rd most points per game to pick and roll ball handlers, 3rd most points per game via isolation, and they allow the most pull-up 3-point attempts and the most made. Zack LaVine on the Bulls scores the most points for the Bulls in all 3 of those categories. So he scores the most points as the main ball handler via isolation and from pull-up three-pointers. And the way you target the Celtics defense is the exact ways in which Zack LaVine scores, which is why he just put up 29 against them in his most recent game. So I love Zack LaVine in this one. I love all 5 of our picks in this one. That's all we got. Remember to like the video, comment, subscribe. Remember to check out goldboys.com, and have a good one.